profoundly affected by this significant act, and to try and ram it through for political purposes is something that I know my constituents will not accept. Secondly, I noticed the remarks on the Benn Act. We rely on the government usually has the order paper. We're able to get the order paper for one day. Therefore, does he agree with me that perhaps the opposition should get some more days to consider issues that we think we should be debating?
Well, I don't want to be. I really don't want to be either greedy or unreasonable, Madam Deputy Speaker. I just think we need to be fair and give due diligence to the piece of legislation. I'm not saying that we should have the, 23 days in committee of the Maastricht Treaty, which, by the way, when I was very young, I watched the passage of from the gallery in this place many moons ago. I know that there were many honourable members opposite, some of whom are still in the House, who fought that Maastricht legislation tooth and nail, and they tabled amendment after amendment in those 23 days of committee stage. But I bet you anything that if they were told on a Monday that they, at nearly 8 p.m. at night, that they had to table amendments for a committee stage that would take place sometime on the Tuesday, the next day, they would be absolutely up in arms, and quite right too. For example, Madam Deputy Speaker, there are a number of consequences that come and are relevant to this particular motion that we're discussing now. Will there be clerks available this evening, and to what hour, for honourable members to ask advice on drafting of amendments that have to be taken tomorrow? For example, Madam Deputy Speaker, will those amendments that are tabled tonight be starred, essentially, which means there is no guarantee of their relevance for the order paper? What is the procedure in respect of tabling amendments this evening and they being regarded as legitimate? If they are, for instance, to be tabled tomorrow morning, even 8 a.m. in the morning, will those amendments be then valid and equally valid by the time we get to the afternoon? Now, people watching these proceedings may say, oh, well, this is all very technical, this is the sort of wiring of the House. These things matter because important amendments may need to be forthcoming. Yes.
Speaker, I do thank the honourable member for giving way. He's making a very thoughtful case. Certain members on the other side of the House, honourable right honourable members, have suggested that the impasse we seem to be at the moment brings Parliament into disrepute and that public confidence in this place is being eroded. Can I say, Madam Deputy Speaker, that my constituents watching this will say to me, Jamie, surely you're kidding. You're putting this huge piece of legislation, something that could endanger our livelihoods, through in 3 days flat. I would suggest, Madam Deputy Speaker, that that in itself damages the reputation of this Parliament.
Yeah, I can hear, the honourable gentleman is quite correct, and I can hear the impatience of ministers of the Crown on the Treasury bench bubbling over, not perhaps the Leader of the House, he doesn't often bubble over in that particular way, but we're all fed up with this particular process. But we shouldn't sweep under the carpet our concerns about the legislation. Just simply for the impatience of ministers of the Crown. It's our job. We're employed and we were elected by our constituents, and elected, by the way, in 2017, long after that referendum that took place in 2016, in order to scrutinise this legislation. Yes, I'll just go for the job.